Hello everyone, and welcome to the first race of the ReeBok Cup Series. We're here at Daytona with a field of 30 cars getting ready to start this race. This will be the first race ever for the ReeBok Cup Series and the first of Season 1. It's the Outpouring 500 here at Daytona. That's mentioned from our sponsor, Outpouring. And as we'll get the cars ready, let's just look at the format of this season. It's going to be a 13-race season, so 8 regular season races, 2 races in the round of 12. Then from there, it's narrowed down to 8 with 2 races, and then a 4-car finale. So this is the first of those 13 races and the first race of the regular season. So let's look really quickly at how this race will be formatted. You'll have 2 stages. There will be 15 cars in each, and the top 7 from each stage will advance to the final, which will be 14 cars. And if you win a stage, you get 1 playoff point and 3 regular season points. Second place gets 2, third place gets 1. And we're ready to get stage 1 underway. Let's look at the starting lineup for stage 1. On the right-hand side, you got Kyle Larson in the 5, 99 is Daniel Suarez, and the 16 is AJ Allmendinger for Colleague Racing. Next to them, you've got the 9 of Chase Elliott, the 18 of Kyle Busch, and the 14 of Chase Briscoe. Briscoe made it to the Final Four last season. Let's see what he can do this year. To the left of them in the middle, you've got the 96 is Landon Castle, the 23 is Bubba Wallace, and the 12 is Ryan Blaney. To their left, you've got the 2 is Alex Bowman, 88 of William Byron, making the Dale Jr. Cup Series team's first start, and the 11 of Denny Hamlin. And then all the way on the left-hand side, you've got the 19 of Ryan Sieg, starting his second year with JGR, the 21 of Harrison Burton, and the 41 is Kevin Harvick. So we're getting ready to go racing here in stage 1, so let's get right into the action. And the green flag flies immediately, Bubba Wallace dropping back, and Kyle Busch. So the Toyota is obviously lacking some speed. Kevin Harvick falls a little bit back, but holds on to that wall and keeps it in check. Now he's going to try to bump draft his teammate Chase Briscoe as Harrison Burton and Ryan Sieg both fall back. Burton's not going to be able to recover, and neither will Sieg. As, William Byron does a flip and lands it. Somehow stays alive, very much on the edge up there. Oh, Alex Bowman flips. He'll be out of this race. Drafting back down to the pack is Kevin Harvick. He's going to go with Kyle Larson on that very right-hand side, but can't quite hook up with him and falls back out of the draft again. William Byron, though, with a flip and saved it. Oh, and Ryan Blaney does not save it. Blaney will flip, and that'll be a DNF for him, unfortunately. Landon Castle gets loose as Kevin Harvick finally does fall off the back. Chase Elliott and AJ Allmendinger make contact. Kyle Larson as well. Now Daniel Suarez door slams Chase Briscoe, manages to keep it in check. Briscoe can't, and Castle can't either. So now it's Byron versus Suarez for the stage win. Suarez has the clear advantage. He just has to stay, but he can't. He spins and hits the wall, and that'll mean that William Byron will be your stage 1 winner. So we can take a look at the results after that. William Byron does win, and he advances along with the top 7. Kevin Harvick, the first one to not advance, and Ryan Blaney and Alex Bowman DNF. So a tough day for Penske so far. He's lost 2 of his race cars. But yeah, lots of good runs from part-time teams. Landon Castle makes it in. AJ Allmendinger makes it in. Let's look at the stage 2 lineup. You've got Eric Almirola, Noah Gragson, and Christopher Bell on the right-hand side. Next to them, 48 is Martin Truex Jr., 3 is Austin Dillon, and the 47 is Brad Keselowski. Then in the middle of the grid, you've got the 8 of Tyler Reddick, 17 is Kurt Busch, and the 32 of Cole Custer on a part-time deal for GoFast. Then you've got Justin Haley, Grant Enfinger, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also part-time. And on the very left-hand side, the 22 is Joey Logano, 4 is Anthony Alfredo, and 43, Eric Jones. And now the green flag flies on stage 2, immediately falling back, Gragson and Bell. Bell falls all the way back, Gragson as well. So they're both out of that running. Meanwhile, on the very left-hand side, Eric Jones getting out of shape, as it does Anthony Alfredo. He manages to slot it back in line as the speeds begin to pick up. Now Jones falls back a little bit along with Alfredo, so they're a little bit more in the hot seat as the speeds continue to pick up. as Brad Keselowski gets a little loose on the right-hand side, but manages to rein it in. And that means that Aric Almirola has more breathing space as his teammate Anthony Alfredo gets contact from Joey Logano, and he spins out. Eric Jones manages to rein it back in, as does Logano, and now Brad Keselowski falling back. The two Petty GMS teammates are also, as Grant Enfinger and Justin Haley do too. Tyler Reddick, Eric Jones almost flips, can't save it, as does Cole Custer. Now Aric Almirola gets loose. He falls back to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and will push Stenhouse back. Kurt Busch gets loose. Now Almirola cuts off Busch and keeps it in. Oh, as Joey Logano gets turned around, now he's driving backwards. He's driving backwards, drafting up to Martin Truex Jr. Makes contact. Truex goes around. Now it's Logano backwards versus Austin Dillon for the stage win. And, ooh, NASCAR might not like that. Dillon is parked illegally on the right-hand side there. That is an off-limits part. It's like the double yellow line rule, basically. As Joey Logano, who's driving backwards currently, might look to be your stage winner if NASCAR chooses to disqualify the 3 team, which, as the stage comes to an end, I do believe they have. So Joey Logano gets a stage win while driving backwards. How about that? He advances along with Dillon, Truex, Almirola, Busch, Stenhouse, and Cole Custer. Brad Keselowski, the first one out, along with Eric Jones and Tyler Reddick. So, on to our final. You've seen all these guys before. You got stage winner of stage 1 is William Byron, and stage winner of stage 2 was Joey Logano. So let's see how they fare in this final. Lots of part-time teams up here as the green flag flies for the final in this year's Outpouring 500. Immediately a little bit out of sync with the others is Cole Custer, and indeed he falls back. He's going to try to hook up with Landon Castle. Can't quite do it. Falls back again. But everybody here seems a lot more comfortable than in the first 2 stages, which would make sense. These are the fastest cars from the 2 groups. As Custer continues to fall back, and he will fall out of contention for this final, maybe trying to save it. And he actually does. He holds onto it, brings it down, reins it in. Now he's trying to find a drafting partner. Can't quite. Hits the wall to slow himself down for a minute, and now he's falling back again. Rest of the field looking very on point as Custer does fall out of contention. Now Landon Castle's loose as the speeds continue to pick up. Castle slams the wall on the left and then the right. So it seems like the left-hand side is a lot more unstable than the right, and Kyle Larson is keeping the right-hand side in check by pushing to the right. As Castle trying to keep it together as he falls further and further back. But everyone else somehow managing to cope with these speeds as Castle can't. He slams the wall 2 times and gets out of contention. But the rest of the field managing to hold on a little bit loose on the right-hand side is Joey Logano, and on the left is Chase Elliott as the speeds continue to pick up. Now Kyle Larson's loose. He's taking a little too much curb, and he gets loose, pulls out, and that unsettles the whole field. A.J. Allmendinger and Martin Truex Jr. are gone. Now Larson goes. Joey Logano manages to save it, but then gets contact from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stenhouse Jr. falls away, and now Logano also falls away. So now you've got 7 cars left battling for this win. Austin Dillon won't be one of them as he slams and then drops back into that illegal spot again. I don't know if he'll stay there. Yep, he can't. He goes. Now it's Chase Elliott all by himself versus the pack, and he can't hold on to it. Trying to hold on to it as he falls further and further back. Almirola can't either. Kurt Busch gets turned by Daniel Suarez, and Chase Briscoe flips, which means that William Byron will win the Outpouring 500. He wins the first race of the season for Dale Jr., wins on Dale Jr.'s Cup debut. So how about that for the Junior Motorsports number 88 team? Here's your full results. You see there the top 14 score points for making it to the final. And here's a look at the championship standings. After that, Byron gets 6 playoff points because, remember, he won stage 1 as well. And thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in next time to see Next Gens.